All right. Hey everyone, Lauren Wild here, the Church Witch, and welcome to the Lunar Eclipse in Cancer ritual and reading. So I haven't been feeling super great this week, so please mind my voice, and hopefully this will be the magic that you need to get through this Cancer lunar eclipse. So let's recap for a little bit. Let's talk a little bit about the last just about 2 weeks. When we had our new moon in Capricorn, some of you it was Christmas, and some of you it was about midnight if you're on the East Coast. That is where we called in the energy of the solar eclipse that happens to also be a new moon in Capricorn. And so when you work with eclipse energy, you're working with the 2-week portal, okay? And what happens naturally in a new moon is that the moon conjuncts the sun, and the moon is in the same sign as the sun sign, okay? So it's Capricorn season, therefore it's a new moon in Capricorn. Now, when the moon is a full moon, the moon is naturally opposite the sun, which creates a full moon. So if you look at your chart and you have a natal opposition from your sun and your moon, that means you were born on a full moon. Okay, so just little tidbits there. This specific full moon is a doozy. I mean, even if it wasn't an eclipse, which packs a powerful punch, it would be a doozy because of the fact that there are, okay, so you can see my mouse here. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 planetary bodies in the house of Capricorn, okay? And then see this big thick red line. This goes all the way across to the moon right here in a conjunction to the galactic center, and the moon is in the sign of Cancer. All right, so we've got this huge opposition of the moon in Cancer to 6 planetary bodies in Capricorn. All right, now I have been talking about this aspect, for a year. Okay, so technically, Saturn is in a conjunction with Pluto, almost exact at 22 degrees. When that actually happens, when they're an exact, it's going to be Sunday, and Mercury will be in the mix as well. So Mercury, Saturn, and Pluto all at 22 degrees of Capricorn on Sunday. This whole weekend is going to be pretty intense, okay? So the first thing we got to do is we got to talk about the archetypes of energy of Capricorn and Cancer. You can literally go back and listen to just about any podcast I've done this year or any reading that I've done this year, and I will talk more about this. But for shits and giggles, and considering this is the final big push, let's go ahead and talk about it again. All right. So the North Node is in Cancer, okay? And the South Node is in Capricorn. Now, the North Node, wherever it is, it creates the North Star for the collective consciousness as well as the individual. So wherever Cancer is in your chart natally is where you've been really pushing your energy, okay? It's really been leading you. And then wherever the karmic South Node is wherever you're releasing, all right? And so as above, so below, we have our own individual shit, and then we have, this conscious collective aspect too. And so what you have to recognize is that technically, America is a Cancer sun, okay? So America was born in July. It's our Declaration of Independence. Technically, it's Cancer sun. However, the way that we function is incredibly Capricorn. Big money, big power, traditional, can monopolize things, can definitely take advantage of the small person. Very, very, Saturnian in the way of like, we do this because we've always done these things, and power struggles, right? And so what we're getting this glimpse of is, Cancer is the archetype of the mother, And Capricorn is the archetype of like the traditional father. Okay. So we're looking at the breakdown and the intersection of these two energies. And when Saturn is in Capricorn, that's its natural ruler. You know, we're getting a double dose of breaking down traditional structures of power. Okay. So Moon in Cancer over here is like, you know, it's cookies and milk. It's the mother, it's emotional, it's the home. It's really and truly, like in the broad sense, your emotions and an emotional release. Okay. That's the release point. Now, the other aspect that we have going on here is the fact that, you know, we've got Pluto, which is Lord of the Underworld, Saturn, the devil archetype, Mercury, communications, also the trickster archetype, the sun, which is shining a light on everything that's going on, and then Jupiter in an exact conjunction to the karmic south node. All right, so this is what it looks like tomorrow at 12:21 p.m. when this energy is exact. All right, so like that's a lot of energy, my friends. That is like just so much. And I know that's why I'm being hit so hard. You know, because for me, Capricorn's on the third house of voice. And as you can see, like it's hard for me to speak right now. So what we're looking at here is the bringing of closure to all of the things that we have been working on this past year, really the last 2 years, you know, because Saturn moved into Capricorn on December 18th of 2018. And so we are looking at what has been broken down over the last 2 years, what has been released, and what really needs to be fully released. What traditional piece is being released? What power structure needs to be released? How can you follow your heart? How can you follow your emotions? I mean, truly, like this moon is about nurturance, right? Like the big push that you're going to see here, especially because Uranus is going to station direct later tomorrow as well, at 2 degrees of Taurus, is a rise of the co-housing movement, which I love to see because Taurus is real estate and finances and possessions, and Uranus is the awakening. And the North Node in Cancer over here is the mother. It's the house. So, you know, we're going to see more directions towards co-housing, especially because, you know, Uranus moving through Taurus, which is the earth, means that we have to wake up. We have to wake up as to how we're treating our earth. We can't all afford to have 2 cars and our own house and our own lawnmower. Like our earth literally cannot withstand the American dream anymore. Like we have to find ways to live together, commune together, and be more efficient with our resources because the earth just can't hold it anymore. Right. So that's kind of what we're looking at here is the aspects of like what is breaking down and what has been. Okay. So I said it in the Facebook Live last night, and that is like a lot of people are kind of expecting like this big climactic thing to happen. And the truth is that like the Saturn Capricorn Pluto conjunction is like it's already been happening. Like everything that's happened since July until now is like it is the conjunction. It's just finally coming into like its fullness, right? Like what might be surprising is more of like Mercury, of how it changes the thought process or how it can deepen the thought process or how you might be able to pull up secrets, things that like you just, you know, you were kind of trying to put your finger on top of, but you couldn't. And like Mercury in the mix over here is the thought process, right? The sun is shining a light on it. And so like what might come through is actually eclipse magic, or a new process of the mind, a new thought process, some kind of new thing, new awareness being brought into the mind sight. Now, with Uranus stationing direct later that day, we've got a pretty big abruption. You know, it feels changing. It feels abrupt, feels like a big shift. And so anytime you have Uranus involved, you're always wanting to move the body, always, you know. And then we've got Lilith moving up on a 2-degree conjunction with Chiron over here in Aries. So Lilith will be in Aries here shortly. You know, really livening up like all of the warrior energy. You know, like we're definitely coming into 2020 strong, and we've got Mars over here at 4 degrees of Sag, just moving along. And so, you know, we're all picking up steam now. Shortly from now, the Venus will be at 29 degrees of Aquarius, and then we'll move into Pisces here by the end of the month in January. So, you know, we're all waking up. We're all waking up to conscious new movements and new alignments. And so, you know, the big ritual that I'm calling in for this specific moon is water. Okay. It's a water release because Cancer is a water sign, and it's the ocean. It's also things like cooking. It's also things like baking bread, you know, and like family. It's very family, hearth, and home oriented. It's also your emotions. So tears, like processing, it's a big emotional release. Um, and then like I said, water ritual. Okay. So what I'm going to challenge you to do is get a big bag of Epsom salt, fill up like a big glass or wooden bowl, something that's not plastic, with about, you know, 4 to 6 cups of Epsom salt. Crack open a couple of capsules of like activated charcoal, and add about 10 drops of your favorite essential oil, preferably not anything with cinnamon or clove or anything hot. Trying to use therapeutic grade essential oils like Young Living or doTERRA. And so what you're going to do is you're going to kind of like mixture all of that in, stir it all in into your salt, then get in the bath and light some candles and just like meditate on what 2019 looked like for you. Like, what are you releasing? What needs to be released? And then the salt works as an agent to pull that energy off of you, right? So you're giving all of it to the water, and you're asking the water element to hold you and to cleanse you and release you. You're speaking to it. You've got candles lit, put crystals in your bath, like witch this thing up, make it look beautiful. And when you feel like you're ready, thank the water for taking this energy and watch it go down the drain, all the way go down the drain. Once it's gone down the drain, then you can snuff out your candle and say, and so it is. All right. You might want to get in, you know, after you do some tarot or some oracle ritual, just to kind of get clear on what it is you're releasing. And once you get in, you know, you are asking the water to take it. And once the water goes all the way down the drain, you snuff out your candle and you say, and so it is. You turn 180 degrees outside of your bath, and you walk out of your bath, and you don't look back to your bath until tomorrow morning. Okay. You're letting it go. You're stepping through. Technically, I would do a lot of this work tonight or tomorrow afternoon. We do have a big void of course. Okay. Void of course moons means that it's, you know, a good period of time where the moon isn't coming into conjunction with any major planet or zodiac. And so it's just kind of like feels confusing. And that's also going to be when Uranus is stationing direct. And so it's just going to be like a confusing day tomorrow. It's going to be all the feels. Just be prepared for it. You know, surround yourself with people that feel safe and comfortable to you. That's really such an important aspect. Is Cancer just wants to feel safe. It wants to feel at home. And home doesn't have to be a place. It can be people. It can be a state in which you live in. So it's just finding a sense of what makes you feel comfortable. Okay. Hopefully that looks like warm soup and blankets and loving friends and family surrounding you. Okay. Hopefully this has been helpful to you. Happy lunar eclipse in Cancer. And I pray that this period of time is one that is just really healing and empowering for you on the other side of it. Okay, guys, I'll chat with you later.